Look who we found. It's Whiskey Edition. It's here at Oola, drinking bourbon all day. What's up?
Yeah, same here.
The last time we did the distillery tour was Scotland.
No, it's been a minute. When was that?
When they store their barrels here too. At
The second or third largest, depends on how dry fly distillery in Spokane weighs in this year. We normally are just above them by just a tiny bit. They're our friendly competitors. But hats off to Dry Fly, always have to say that, because the owners of Dry Fly Distillery actually lobbied the legislature in 2007 and got laws changed that allow us all to exist as small distilleries. So without their efforts, we wouldn't be here today. So hats off to them for that. So we've got a good group of distilleries here in Washington State. So we're proud of that. For a long time, we had more distilleries than anybody in the country. More than Kentucky or Tennessee. It's because they still produced, you know, many million times more bottles than we do. But as far as numbers of distilleries, now I think California and New York surpassed us. So two enzymes, one called alpha amylase, one called beta glucanase. So alpha comes first, beta second. They just do two different things. The alpha amylase gets introduced in this cooked mash that we've cooled now to about 145 degrees. That's where it does its most good. And it'll take the starch and convert it to these long chain sugars. And then the beta glucanase gets added at a little bit lower temperature and rests in there, and that acts on the long chain sugars and makes short chain sugars, which are also called fermentable sugars. So like it sounds, those fermentable sugars will be much better in our process. The water gets warmer, the vapors get cooler, eventually they're below the boiling point, and they just run down and gravity takes them down, and they overflow into a production.
look who we found. It's Whiskey Edition. It's here at Oola, drinking bourbon all day.
The 116
What's up?
cask strength part of the batch is then that would all get kind of blended through. You would take all the barrels, blend them through to make your batch. This one was kept aside as one barrel. And it's 116 proof. And so the story behind it is it only has been released to our whiskey club.
Hey, it's Northwest Bourbon and Whiskey Edition here at Oola Distillery with Kirby, owner, founder. Thank you very much for the tour. Yeah,
he's a chemist.
Lots of science.
It's great to have these guys here, so thanks for making the effort. Yeah.
Thanks for having us. Had a great tour. If you get a chance to try some Oola, please do so. Cheers.
All right, cheers.
We just got back from Oola Distillery, downtown Seattle, and we had a great time. Rob from Whiskey Edition was able to join us there and have some drinks with us, join us on the tour. Had a really great time. Rob, we're definitely going to have to link up again and have some drinks in the future. All right, so Oola Distillery is one of the first distilleries in Washington State, because in 2007, they got the ban lifted on having distilleries, and so they were able to start a distillery here in Washington State, which is freaking fantastic. I want to encourage you to go out and do a tour yourself. If you don't live in the greater Seattle area, then go to your local distillery. Jump online, look up where your local whiskey distilleries are, and go down and take a tour, so you can get to know what kind of whiskeys and bourbons and vodkas and whatever are being distilled in your home state. Because when you have friends and family that come in and visit you from out of state, if they enjoy whiskey like you do, you want to share with them something local. You don't want to share with them something that they can buy at home. Just like when you have friends and family come from out of town, you don't take them out to Applebee's to eat, because they can get Applebee's at home, right? You take them somewhere local that they can't get at home, to be like, oh, this is one of our favorite local restaurants. You know, that kind of a deal. So check out your local whiskey distilleries. So picked up a bottle of their cask strength, which is 116 proof, that I wanted to share with you guys and have a little drink with you. I already poured the first glass into my infinity bottle, or the first pour rather. I didn't pour it glass. But so had some of this cask strength while I was there. They had a lot of offerings that I did not know about, and oh, this cask strength was by far my favorite, and that's why on my local 5-bottle challenge that I posted a few weeks ago, that's why Oola made the list as the cask strength to go out and get. Soon as it enters your mouth, you taste honey on the tip of your tongue. Get a little bit of a tingle down the front of my tongue because it's 116 proof. It fills your whole mouth with flavor, lots of wood and vanilla. And then the finish, what's going on right now on the finish, all cinnamon. So honey, wood, vanilla, cinnamon. So it has a nice slide, no super sharp points. That shows you they really did a good job with not only distilling but barreling to give you that really good flavor you're looking for in a cask strength bourbon. Oh, that's just really good stuff. So I want to thank Kirby, the owner of Oola, which he named after his dog. I want to thank him for the great tour and tasting. It was really great talking to you, Kirby. Rob from Whiskey Edition, thanks for joining us. We had a great time, man. We'll have to do it again sometime soon, or just have some drinks, you know, out here on the veranda, because it's beautiful out, man. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching. Cheers. Keep your drinks wet.